What's up, guys? Welcome to today's video. Well, let me just start off with the video of talking about what's happened so far. Now you see the Benz is in the garage. It's got, a towel draped over it. There's some parts behind me, but we'll get to that. But first things first is the last video, if you guys remember, I know it's been a little bit of a while, I talked about some things were changing, some vehicles were leaving, and we were gaining some vehicles. Well, the vehicle was leaving was actually the '06 Ram. That's right, guys. I sold my 5.9 G56 Laramie Cummins. It's gone. Let me just say, there's a vehicle that's going to be in its place. All right, guys, we're not just getting rid of it, and we're not going to leave, any Cummins content. I mean, this is what this channel is about, is the diesel content. So there is another truck coming that's going to replace it. Stay tuned in and be ready for that. So you're probably wondering, why did I sell what could possibly be, depending on your preference, the holy grail of Cummins? '06 manual 5.9. You know what I mean. Well, one reason, and it was basically one of the reasons that made it such a rare, great truck. It's a manual. For my job, I do a lot of driving from, kind of short city driving, and the manual was just absolutely exhausting. I know, I'm being a wimp for not wanting to keep the manual truck, but I really want to go after an automatic truck. Now, with that said, guys, finding an automatic truck has been proven a little bit difficult, which is kind of partly why I've taken such a long time to come out with a video since the last video. I've been kind of trying to look at trucks, see what I want, possibly another Cummins, which is probably the way it's going to go. But I've also been looking at some other makes too, guys, just because the fact that I'll be going to an automatic that you guys probably know the Dodge automatics don't have the best of reputation. With that said, I have looked at a 6.7 Fords. I've even looked at, some Duramaxes. The Duramaxes are good trucks, and some are pretty cool. It's just, I don't know, they're just kind of third on my list. We are currently looking for a truck, which I will definitely keep you guys updated on. We're driving the second gen. Okay, guys, so it's been a while since you've probably seen this truck in a video, but it is in some dire need of a little bit of TLC, a little bit of maintenance. And since I'll be driving this truck, every day now, one thing I really want to get fixed on it first is the AC. This thing has no AC. It's been recharged a few times. I think it probably has a leak. The last few times I did it, I used a manifold gauge. I mean, one time I even had one of those fancy machines at the dealer that they wheel out and do it. And it seems like every year it goes dead by the next season. So I went out and I bought one of these kits right here. Now this is your typical AC recharge kit that you can get at the auto parts store. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to see if I can get the AC on this thing back to cold using this, AutoZone Advanced Auto kit. So this kit comes with, basically a gauge set, which is reusable, or a gauge. And then you've got this little thing here that you put in your vent that's supposed to, I guess, change colors when it's at its coldest point. I'm not sure how that works, but we'll try that. The ones I've seen online usually has like a set for, the temperature outside, so you can adjust it to the temp outside. Now this gauge doesn't, but it says, whenever it gets into the green to, shut it off and end it at that. So with this temperature thing that's supposed to, I guess, measure how cold the air is somehow, I guess it turns colors, they want you to take this adhesive strip off the back and mount it onto the AC vent. So let's do that. Okay, now all we got to do is crank this thing up and turn the AC on and measure and see where we're at. Okay guys, so from the looks of it, it looks like our AC or our refrigerant is so low that the compressor is kicking on and off, and when you see the pressure spike, that's when it's turning off, and then when it turns on, it just drops so low it just turns right back off. So I guess what we need to do is hit it with some refrigerant and try to get that AC compressor to stay running. Okay, so let's put this on since we've measured it already, so we can get some refrigerant in there. Okay guys, so I just got done adding the can. I don't know if you can see that very well,
but we got the AC down to 55 degrees. The little strip thing they gave us, I don't really see how that's working at all. The color coordinated thing. I'd much rather have a thermometer in there, which is what we had. It's going up now, but like I said, it was at 55 degrees, and from what I've read, we should be somewhere a little over 40 degrees. About 45 degrees would be good for me. I'd need another can though, because we did go through the can we had. So yeah, we are out of refrigerant or Freon, and we got it probably, I'd say, right to where the F is on the green and filled. They say once you get to the green to stop, but just going off the thermometer in the truck, it wasn't near, the 45 degrees optimal temperature that, I'm looking for. So I'll probably have to go get another can, but the good news is this thing right here is reusable, so we'll just pop that off and put it on the new can. One important thing to do when you're doing this is make sure to shake it up really good before you do it, and then when you're actually holding the trigger and you're doing it, you want to do like, upside down, right side up, upside down, right side up, just to make sure you're getting everything mixed up and going in there right. That's per the directions. Okay guys, we're all finished up with the AC on the second gen. It's ice cold now. I would have liked to have the gauge set with the high and low side pressure readings, but with the can you get from AutoZone or Advanced Auto, that did great and it did its job. Now we're going to be switching up some gears here, so let's get to it. Okay guys, so what you just saw is the first stages of the teardown in the C63 AMG. Now I bet you're asking, why are we already tearing into this engine? We've only had it for like 2 weeks. Well, let me tell you. Okay guys, so with these engines in these C63s, the 6.2 dual overhead cam V8s, they've got kind of a problem, or at least the early ones did. Now these engines have head bolts from the factory that are not really that great. I don't know how well you can see down in there, but those head bolts are actually inverted torques, and that's how you know you got the ones you don't want. So with those head bolts, those are known to stretch, and well, when they stretch, it's not a good thing. So before they get the chance to do that, we're actually going to be going in and swapping them out for these right here. Now these right here are the ones you want. If you got these in your C63, then you're good to go. If not, then well, get ready for a long teardown. No, it's not that bad. Not only are we actually going to be doing the head bolts, but since we're already in this engine, we're going to go ahead and we're going to be doing the cams as well. Now these cams are known for, well, kind of wearing out prematurely. The coating they have on them is not the best, so over time with the lifter pots and everything, they start wearing and it starts to wear the coating off, and you can see some of the stress marks or the heat marks, whatever you want to call that, kind of on the cams there. I don't know if you can really see that, but it's a good idea if you're already here to go ahead and just get rid of those while we're at it, and that's what we're going to be doing as well. So when doing these engines and taking these cams out, what you want to do is buy the tool set, or that's the easiest way to align these cams up to take them out so you have them in the right position. Once you get everything, lined up as far as the crank goes, you're going to want to get the toolkit, and I'll show you that right now. This is our cam tool set. I'm not going to show you exactly how this works right now because we're not ready to quite pull them out yet. But either way, that's what you put on. You get all this stuff lined up into the little spots and the dowels it has. But we've kind of test fitted some things, and we've run into a little bit of a problem. So the way this tool works is you're supposed to get everything lined up and then set this on like so. But we're having some problems because not only is this supposed to line up and fit in, you also have slots in the back of the cams for this thing to go in right here, and it's supposed to kind of just go in like so. I can't really get to it right here from this angle, but you're supposed to be able to put that in there, and that should line everything up. But our problem is it's not lining up. Now with some further research, guys, we found that this thing is actually out of time. So I think it's this side over here is like a tooth off, and from what we've seen, this engine's probably been into for maybe who knows what before, and they didn't really use the right tool to begin with to keep it from moving, and well, it got moved when they were tightening everything up, and so it's probably one tooth at a time. So when this thing goes back together, regardless of, you know, the head bolts and the cams we're doing, it should run better too. Alright guys, with all that said, everything we're doing to this engine, don't be afraid to blow it up in the comments, you know, and give us some tips and tricks. I mean, we're not expert Mercedes-Benz mechanics here. So, I mean, if you guys know of something or anything that's an easier way of how to do stuff or any other things about this engine, let us know in the comments. I really look forward to you guys' comments. I try to respond to them all and appreciate all the, you know, good feedback from you guys. That's probably going to wrap up everything in today's video. So make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on those notifications because it's about to get good.